How are you guys doing? Today is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review the Elite matchups and performances from yesterday, Monday, October 11th, 2021, as we navigate through this world of sports one day at a time. Taking a look at where we are at this point of 2021 as we jump sport by sport. The WNBA only has two teams left competing for its title, as they are one game through a best-of-5 series that will pick up tomorrow. In the MLB, there are now only 7 teams that are competing for the World Series, as the very first team has been eliminated from the division series. And of course, there's football going on as all of those seasons are underway, and I'm going to jump sport by sport. Starting, of course, with the WNBA, Game 2 of the WNBA Finals will resume tomorrow as the 5th seed Phoenix Mercury will host the 6th seed Chicago Sky. The Sky come into this matchup leading this series 1-0. Taking a look at what's going on in the world of hockey, the first games of the NHL season will take place tonight as the defending Stanley Cup champs Tampa Bay Lightning will host the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Las Vegas Golden Knights will host the Seattle Kraken, as the Seattle Kraken will play their first game of the season. So, of course, that's what that's looking like. Taking a look at what college football is looking like, college football will pick up on Friday. And taking a look at the NFL seasons are getting underway. And of course, not to mention that the NBA season is going to start next week. But with that said, as I've kind of got a little jumbled, I'm going to get back on track. Taking a look at what was going on with playoff baseball, starting off in Atlanta with Game 3 of the National League Division Series between the National League East champs Atlanta Braves and the National League Central champs Milwaukee Brewers. The Braves would grab Game 3 after they beat the Brewers 3-0. All 3 of their runs would come in the 5th inning, as Jock Peterson's 3-run home run would be all the Braves needed in order to pick up a 2-1 series lead. For the Milwaukee Brewers in Game 3, the start was given to Freddie Peralta. He allowed no earned runs and only 3 hits in the first 4 innings of the game. He would strike out 5. The loss would go to the Brewers' first relief pitcher, Adrian Hauser. Hauser allowed 3 earned runs in the 5th inning, and with this loss, he's 1-1. In the Brewers' batting lineup, their shortstop, Willie Adames, went 2 for 4. He was the only player on the team with more than 1 hit. For the Atlanta Braves, the win went to their starting pitcher, Ian Anderson. He allowed no earned runs and only 3 hits in 5 innings as he struck out 6. With this win, he's now 1-0 in the playoffs, and the save would go to the Braves' closer, Will Smith. Smith allowed no earned runs in the 9th inning as he struck out a batter. This would be his second save of the playoffs. In the Braves batting lineup, their center fielder, Adam Duvall, went 2 for 4. He was the only player on the Braves lineup with more than 1 hit. And their pinch hitter, Jock Peterson, would go 1 for 1 with all 3 of the team's RBIs and, of course, a run for the day. With this win, the Atlanta Braves hold a 2-1 series lead over the National League Central champs Milwaukee Brewers, as the Atlanta Braves are now 1 win away from clinching a spot in the National League Championship Series. Taking a look at what went down in the other Game 3 yesterday, as the Los Angeles Dodgers hosted their division rivals, the San Francisco Giants. The Giants would end up beating the Dodgers 1-0 to take a 1-0 series lead. The only run in this game was scored off of a solo home run from Evan Longoria in the top of the 5th. With this win, the Giants are now 1 win away from the National League Championship Series. For the LA Dodgers, the loss was given to their goated starting pitcher, Max Scherzer. He allowed only 1 earned run off of 3 hits in 7 innings as he struck out 10 for the day. With this loss, Scherzer is 0-1 in the playoffs. In the Dodgers batting lineup, their future Hall of Fame first baseman, Albert Pujols, would go 2 for 2. He was the only player with a multi-hit game. For the San Francisco Giants, the start was given to Alex Wood. He allowed no earned runs off of 2 hits as he would pitch 4.2 innings. He would strike out 4. The win was given to the Giants' first relief pitcher, Tyler Rogers. Rogers would allow no earned runs in 1.2 innings, and with this win, he's now 1-0. The save for the Giants would go to their closer, Camilo Doval, would end up allowing no earned runs in the 8th and ninth innings. He would strike out one batter in that 2-inning stretch for his first save of the game. In the Giants' batting lineup, nobody on the team would finish with more than one hit, as their third baseman, Evan Longoria, went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run, hitting his first home run of the playoffs. With this win, the San Francisco Giants now hold a 2-1 series lead, as they are now 1 win away from the National League Championship Series, and the defending World Series champs LA Dodgers are now fighting for their playoff lives, as another loss would result in them being eliminated from playoff contention. Speaking of being eliminated from playoff contention, taking a look at what went down in Game 4 of the American League Division Series, the wild card champs Boston Red Sox were able to eliminate the American League East champs Tampa Bay Rays after the Red Sox would beat the Rays 6-5, especially and winning this. They would win this game off of a walk-off in the 9th inning to eliminate the Rays from playoff contention. Looking at how this game started, the Red Sox would score 5 runs in the bottom of the third. 3 of them would come from a 3-run home run from Rafael Devers. Alex Verdugo's RBI single would make it 4-0, and JD Martinez's RBI single would make it 5-0 Red Sox. In the top of the 5th, Austin Meadows' ground out would give the Rays their first run, making it 5-1. Wander Franco's 2-run home run would shorten the Rays' deficit to 5-3. And then the Rays would score 2 more runs to tie it in the top of the 8th off of an RBI double from Kevin Kiermaier and then an RBI single from Randy Arozarena. After the game was tied, it would be a sac fly from Kike Hernandez to give the Red Sox what they needed to score, as Danny Santana would score and give the Red Sox their 3rd win of this best-of-5 series. For the Tampa Bay Rays, the start was given to Colin McHugh. Colin McHugh pitched 2 innings, as he would allow no earned runs and only 1 hit. The loss for the Rays in their final matchup of the 2021 season would go to J.P. Fireisen. J.P. Fireisen would allow 1 earned run in .2 innings, and with this loss, he's 0-1. In the Rays batting lineup of their final matchup of the 2021 campaign, their elite right fielder, Randy Arozarena, will go 2 for 4 with an RBI. Their elite shortstop, rookie Wander Franco, will go 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run, as he hit his 2nd home run of the playoffs. And their center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier, will go 2 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs. Not to mention their elite designated hitter, Nelson Cruz, that finished his season 0 for 4. And then for the Boston Red Sox, the start was given to Eduardo Rodriguez. Rodriguez allowed 2 earned runs and 3 hits in 5 innings, as he struck out 6. The win would go to the Red Sox closer, Garrett Whitlock. Whitlock allowed no earned runs in the last 2 innings of the game, and with this win, he's now 1-0. In the Red Sox batting lineup, their all-star third baseman, Rafael Devers, would go 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run. He hit his 2nd home run of the playoffs. Their elite designated hitter, JD Martinez, went 2 for 4 with an RBI. And their catcher, Christian Vasquez, went 2 for 4 with a run. With this win, the Boston Red Sox have advanced past the Tampa Bay Rays into the American League Championship Series, where they will face off against the winner between the American League West champions, Houston Astros, and the American League Central champions, Chicago White Sox. This series was Game 4 last night was actually postponed, so of course that series will pick up tonight, as right now the MLB is down to 7 teams left competing for the World Series. Taking a look at what's going on with football, at least in America, there was no college football, but there was a Monday night NFL football game that I got a chance to witness firsthand, one of the best football games I've ever seen in my life. The Baltimore Ravens hosted the Indianapolis Colts for Monday night, and they were able to beat the Colts 31-27, as the Ravens would have to win this game in overtime thanks to a touchdown pass from Marquise Brown from Lamar Jackson. And looking at this game, the Indianapolis Colts were winning this game 22-3 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, with even a minute left in the third quarter, just to get a sense of how improbable this comeback win was for the Ravens. For the Indianapolis Colts, their starting quarterback and former almost MVP winner Carson Wentz would throw for 402 yards and 2 touchdowns. And there, you would also run for 5 yards on the ground, so that's 407 total yards of offense. The Colts' leading rusher, Jonathan Taylor, would finish with 53 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown. He also had 116 yards off of 3 receptions and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor would go on to finish with 169 total yards of offense, as he had 2 total touchdowns as well. The Colts' second leading receiver, Michael Pittman Jr., finished with 89 yards off 6 receptions, as he finished with the other receiving touchdown for the Colts. On the defensive side of the ball, their leading tackler was their elite linebacker, Darius Leonard. He had 13 tackles and a recovered fumble. Tyquan Lewis would finish with 5 tackles, as he had a sack and a half. And for the Baltimore Ravens, their elite starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson, would complete 37 of his 43 passes. He threw for 442 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was also the team's leading rusher. He had 62 yards on 14 carries. That would be 504 total yards of offense. Through the air, the Ravens' leading receiver was Mark Andrews. He had 147 yards on 11 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Marquise Hollywood Brown would be the team's second leading reception. He had 125 yards on 9 receptions, and he had 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, Brandon Stevens would lead the team in tackles, as he had 11 tackles. And with this win, the Baltimore Ravens are now 4-1 to start their season. With this loss, the Indianapolis Colts are 1-4. That was the last game of Week 5 of the NFL. Week 6 will resume on Thursday, as it looks as though the Philadelphia Eagles are going to host the defending Super Bowl champs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Taking a look at what soccer is looking like following yesterday, it was more FIFA World Cup qualifying matchups. Just looking down the list, Croatia was able to draw with Slovakia 2-2, as their second goal will come from their elite midfielder for Real Madrid, Luka Modric. Taking a look at what went down with more of the games, the Netherlands was able to beat Gibraltar 6-0, as 2 of their goals would come from Memphis Depay. Germany would end up beating North Macedonia 4-0, as 2 of their goals will come from their elite striker from Chelsea, Timo Werner, while their first goal will come from their elite center attacking mid from Chelsea, Kai Havertz, and then Jamal Musiala from Bayern would score in the 83rd minute. Also, looking at what was going on, Gabon was able to beat Angola 2-0, as their first goal came from their elite striker, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And that was virtually everything that's going on for soccer as we navigate through each day of sports, one day at a time. Once again, today is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. I want to thank everybody for listening to all 13 minutes of this piece. I really do hope all is well. And once all of today's exhibitions and matchups are done, I will come back tomorrow on Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. Thanks once again for listening to this piece. I really hope all is well, and I will come back with another episode of The Elite tomorrow. I'm James Sims. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you with more of... Thanks for listening to my piece, and I'll catch you with more tomorrow. Peace out.